This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 8th day of May in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Now here's what we're tracking tonight. Declaring that it feels compelled to share some of the findings of that preliminary forensic examination conducted on 11-year-old Adriana Younge, the Guyana police force late on Wednesday night sought to push back against what it described as a barrage of misinformation being peddled on social media, intending to confuse and cause public mischief with regards to the investigations of the young girl's death. According to the police statement, the preliminary forensic examination report found that there was no evidence of sexual assault of the child. Additionally, according to the police, the examination found that her soft tissues as well as skeletal structure were free of traumatic injury, and there was a residual cone of foam identified within her nostrils and oral cavity, which is often observed in cases of drowning. The police said the findings by the pathologist who conducted the examination dispels any contention that there was cotton wool in the child's nose. According to the police force statement, the forensic examination also found the skin changes observed were from prolonged immersion, with washerwoman changes noted on bilateral hands and soles. It said washerwoman changes are also consistent in cases of drowning. Washerwoman is used in forensic medicine to describe skin changes in drowning victims. The police noted that the forensic examination of the child's body also revealed that the skin was found to be intact and free from ante-mortem injuries, which means that she did not receive any injuries to her body prior to her death. The statement from the police also indicated that the forensic examination report found that the sphenoid sinus was found to have approximately 1 milliliter of liquid. The sphenoid is the airspace located in the brain consistent with drowning. The forensic report also revealed that liquid was also found in the lungs of the child, which is consistent, the police said, with drowning. The police said a comprehensive toxicological study of the blood and gastric contents from the child is being conducted by the National Medical Services Laboratories in the U.S. Additionally, tissue specimens are undergoing histological analysis by Mount Sinai's board-certified forensic and diagnostic pathologists in the U.S. According to the police, the purpose of the post-mortem toxicology analysis is to detect, identify, and quantify drugs, alcohol, poisons, or other toxic substances present in the body. The analysis helps determine whether any of those substances were present, and if so, whether they contributed to the death of the child. The police said it wishes to advise against the dissemination of malicious and unfounded rumors, fanciful and uneducated opinions, and reckless speculations on the very grave and important matter. On Wednesday, the Guyana police force also stated that water samples from the pool where the body of little Adriana Younge was found have been sent overseas for analysis. The Guyana police force has also slammed the attorney for the family of the dead child for attributing the premature release of the findings of the autopsy to the police. The police said it was the relatives of the child, their lawyer, and the doctor representing the family who divulged to the media and published on social media the preliminary finding of the cause of death of the forensic examination. That cause of death was listed as drowning. The family of Adriana Younge, along with their attorneys Dexter Todd, UC Anderson, and Dexter Smart, met with the police commissioner and two of his deputies on Wednesday at the police headquarters. The family, through their attorneys, complained after the meeting that there was a lack of information on critical issues from the police commissioner. The attorneys also said many of their questions were left unanswered. The police responded to those concerns by stating that any information not provided during the meeting was withheld only to safeguard the integrity of the investigation and avoid compromising its outcome. The police in its statement also indicated that the investigation is ongoing, with all leads and evidence being pursued. The police force said oversight of the investigation is being maintained at the senior level to ensure thoroughness and impartiality. The Guyana police force has faced a mountain of criticism over its initial posture when the family filed a missing child report on the afternoon of Wednesday, the 23rd of April. The family accused the police of not taking the report seriously and refusing to carry out a detailed search of the hotel's premises. The family was also initially blocked from entering the compound of the hotel to conduct their own searches. The child's body was discovered the following day in the hotel's pool. She was at the hotel with family members at the pool when she was discovered missing. The police initially issued a statement claiming that the girl was captured on surveillance video leaving the hotel in a vehicle. Several hours later, the force admitted that the information was false. The girl's body was found in the hotel's pool. The family said several searches of that pool were earlier conducted and came up empty-handed, leading to several questions about her death and the discovery of her body in the hotel's pool. The discovery led to fiery protests outside the hotel and the destruction of the hotel's property. The entire building was gutted by fire. More fiery protests took place last Monday after the post-mortem examination concluded that the child died by drowning. The forensic post-mortem examination was conducted by 3 foreign independent pathologists, including one who was chosen by the family of the girl Adriana Younge. The child is still to be laid to rest. Her funeral was set for this past Monday, but was postponed by the family. Coming up next in News Source, you'll hear about that retired Canadian investigator who the government is bringing in to assist with the investigations. Stay with us.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it! Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesui.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. iBet to win with iBet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older to bet.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Looking for a new ride? Then check out the all-new Honda HR-V at Marex. When you buy a new vehicle, it's 0 miles, 0 worries. Plus, you get awesome features that will make your ride smooth and comfortable. The HRV interior design has controls at your fingertip with great space and maneuverability. The all-new Honda HRV is a beauty. Drive one today. Visit our website or call us on 226-1482 to learn more. Buy your brand new Honda vehicle from Marix, the home of Honda in Guyana.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Home Affairs announced this morning that the government of Guyana has secured the services of retired member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Leonard McCoshen, to assist with the investigations into the death of 11-year-old Adriana Younge, whose lifeless body was discovered in a pool at a Doubleday hotel 2 weeks ago. McCoshen is a trained and qualified homicide and suspicious death investigator with more than 30 years of experience as an investigator of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The statement from the Ministry of Home Affairs also indicated that he has spent more than 20 years attached to the Serious Crimes Branch in the Major Crimes Unit of the Canadian Mounted Police. The Home Affairs Ministry said he brings a wealth of training, qualifications, and experience to the ongoing investigations into the death of Adriana Younge. The family of Adriana Younge has been pushing for an international probe of her death, dissatisfied with the investigations by local police. 2 Mondays ago, a post-mortem examination carried out by 3 foreign pathologists concluded that Younge died by drowning. However, toxicology tests are still to be completed, and samples have been sent abroad for those tests, according to the police. The police also indicated that water samples from the pool where the child was found were also sent overseas for testing. And tonight, with the government securing the services of the Canadian homicide expert Leonard McCoshen to aid in the investigations, Vice President Jagdeo said he's hopeful that in the end the investigations will provide closure to the family of little Adriana. Adriana's lifeless body was discovered in a pool at the Doubleday Hotel at Tushin on the 24th of April. At a press conference this afternoon, Vice President Jagdeo expressed the hope that a Canadian homicide expert will help the Guyana Police Force unravel the truth behind the death of the 11-year-old child.
And we hope that we'll find the truth, whether it was through negligence that this child died or foul play. That's all we're looking for. That's what we want, so that we can bring this matter to closure and do justice to the child and her parents.
The Vice President said it was out of deep concern and the determination to uncover the truth behind the death of the 11-year-old that the government took a decision to bring in 3 international experts to conduct an extensive autopsy on the remains of the young child. However, he expressed disappointment that those preliminary results were rejected.
The President promised a thorough investigation. We brought in the pathologists, their own pathologists, prominent person, all concluded the same thing. They were witnessed by their lawyer and the doctor. And then they turned, because the family lawyer and the family doctor came out and spoke professionally about what took place there. They turned on them.
Mr. Jagdeo accused the opposition of polarizing the issue as the country prepares for the upcoming elections, while some individuals, he said, have opted to vilify and dishonor the name of little Adriana. He singled out the nursing assistant from the Georgetown Hospital who reportedly claimed that she witnessed the post-mortem examination. He said the claims made by the nurse aide were simply outrageous, but Guyanese were quick to believe.
Look at the lies, the outrageous lies being told by this nurse aide. It's how could you invent something like that? Just and then release it in the public domain. How could you even dishonor this child by doing something like that? And then spread it. Their influencers were spreading it like wildfire. You have to be warped to believe something like that the minister would ask a nurse aide, not even a nurse, to go and witness an autopsy and to give her technical opinion of it.
Jagdeo has warned against speculations, noting that the police must be allowed to conduct the investigations into the death of the girl. Adriana's death has sparked global outrage with increasing demands for justice and a proper probe. Under the theme Hope is Rising, close to 50 countries from across the globe will join Guyana for 24 hours of prayers beginning tonight at midnight. The global prayer for Guyana is taking place at a time when the country, despite its rapid economic growth, faces numerous challenges, from threats to its territorial sovereignty to lack of trust and confidence in the security forces. It is also taking place at a time when the country remains in deep mourning over the death of 11-year-old Adriana Younge. US-based Guyanese pastor Joseph Passad, who is leading the delegation here, said Hope is Rising is a collective prayer for Guyana's healing.
We have no explanations over a lot of what is going on. There's no rationality or logic that we can ascribe. And when those things fail us, prayer will help us understand the things which are not as though they were in the spiritual realm.
Christian leaders and pastors from Africa, Europe, North America, and South America and the Caribbean, Asia, and Africa are among those who will be praying for Guyana. And according to Pastor Passad, it is therefore important for Christians across Guyana, regardless of their denominations, to rise up and pray for the country.
As soon as the second goes to May the 9th, until midnight tomorrow, there are close to 40 to 50 countries. Listen to this. 40 to 50 countries around the world joining to pray for this nation. And every region I'm appealing to Guyana. Don't let 40 nations pray for your country and you don't pray for your country tomorrow. Let us arise, every region, from region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rise up to pray.
And Dr. Scott Camp, who forms part of the delegation, said Hope is Rising presents an opportunity for Christians to unite in prayer and intercede for the nation.
We are all global Christians, and that means that our desire is to catalyze the entire body of Christ to come together in unity, to call on the name of the Lord, to ask His blessings on this nation. This nation, like every other nation, faces great challenges. There are economic challenges, there are educational challenges, all kinds of challenges. But the one thing we have in common is that the Lord loves us. The Lord loves Guyana. And Jesus died for this nation, and He rose for this nation, and He wants the very best, and that's what we want.
The day of prayer and worship will culminate at the National Cultural Center from 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. If you have moved to a new address since you were registered, you are required to update your address by applying for a transfer to ensure your registration details are accurate. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to apply for a transfer. You can apply to have your address updated during this national registration exercise. You can visit the GCOM registration offices Monday to Thursday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Need small appliance for your kitchen? Giftland have it. Need fridge or stove? Giftland have it. Speakers or laptop? Giftland have it. I'm telling you, Giftland have everything. And don't get me started on TVs. 58 inch, 65 inch, 70 inch, 75 inch. All sizes in leading brands. Best thing about it, they give a warranty. Man, Giftland is the place for all your electronics purchases.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Buster presenting the new 500 milliliter. Wow, Buster flavorful. Make every meal better. Grab a Buster for drink, Buster move. Taste this. 500 ml, that's it. Buster for days, that's cool. Buster 500 milliliter is a brand new choice of my drink with my food. Vibing every munch, that's smooth. Introducing the new Buster 500 milliliter. Grab a bottle with your lunch today.
Purple Arts Productions presents A Treat for My Mother 8, an evening of golden oldies with Bunny Alves, Sean Buller, Charmin Blackman, Ronald Green, Barbara Lee, Sharon Cadogan, Ian Nelson, Antoine Gonzalez, Michelle Gobin, and more dance group and others. Golden jewelry for the best dressed mother in purple on Mother's Day Sunday, May 11 at the National Cultural Center. Tickets $3,000 and $2,500. Directed by Simone Dowding.
Turning now to the aviation sector, award-winning Canadian airline Air Transat has announced that it will begin non-stop service between Toronto, Canada and Georgetown, Guyana in December. In a statement from the airline, it explained that the new service will operate twice weekly on Tuesdays and Fridays from the 16th of December until the 24th of April next year. According to the airline's Chief Revenue Officer Sebastian Pons, with a new route, they are expanding their presence in South America while optimizing the use of the airline's aircraft. He said the addition of the new route meets a strong demand from the Guyanese in the diaspora in Canada, while also tapping into a growing market and a leisure clientele curious to discover new destinations. The flights launch in consultation with the Guyanese and Canadian authorities and subject to regulatory approvals will be available for bookings within the next few days, the airline said. Air Transat said it intends to operate a new route with the A321LR aircraft, which is an aircraft renowned for its efficiency. Details of Air Transat full winter 2025-2026 program will be announced soon. Air Transat was founded in Montreal, Canada 37 years ago and is known as a leading travel brand, which was voted 2024 World's Best Leisure Airline by passengers at the Skytrax World Airline Awards. The airline currently offers access to international destinations, mainly in Europe, the Caribbean, the East Coast of the US, South America, and North America. Currently, only Caribbean Airlines offers daily direct services between Georgetown and Toronto, with non-stop service 3 times per week. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has noted that Guyana's economic transformation is advancing strongly and broadening in scale. According to a statement by the executive director of the IMF, in Guyana, rapidly expanding oil production, strong non-oil output, and large-scale public infrastructure investment supported the highest real GDP growth rate in the world, averaging 47% per year since 2022. According to the IMF, real oil GDP increased by nearly 58% last year, while real non-oil GDP expanded by over 13%, reflecting a solid performance across sectors. It noted, however, that inflation increased to 2.9% by the end of last year, from 2% at the end of the previous year, driven largely by higher food prices. Further, the IMF noted that the country's overall fiscal deficit widened from 5.1% of the GDP in 2022 to 7.3% of the GDP in 2024, reflecting a large increase in capital expenditure. However, the IMF noted also that future oil discoveries will serve as a cushion for any short-term economic challenge that the country may face. The report said on the upside, further oil discoveries and productivity-enhancing investment will improve Guyana's long-term economic prospects, while expanding construction activity may support higher short-term non-oil GDP growth. The IMF noted that the country's economic outlook remains highly favorable, and the economy is expected to grow an average of 14% per year over the next 5 years, driven by robust oil production and strong non-oil GDP growth. While the oil sector is playing a crucial role in expanding the country's economy, more still needs to be done to avoid the Dutch disease, the report noted. The report said Guyana's initial economic conditions, limited food-related manufacturing sector, relatively flexible labor markets, and still considerable slack in the economy can help mitigate the immediate symptoms of Dutch disease and manage them in the medium term. Going forward, the IMF said the Guyana government should continue strengthening its Dutch disease mitigation policies towards developing and implementing medium-term fiscal framework to smooth spending and supporting the diversification of the economy. In the courts, 3 months after 27-year-old Aisha Mackenzie was busted with over 5 pounds of cocaine in her suitcase at the Jagdeo airport here in Guyana, she has been sentenced to 3 years in jail and fined $3.7 million. The sentence was handed down on Wednesday at the Diamond Magistrates Court, following the conclusion of the matter, in which the accused pleaded guilty. Back in February, Mackenzie was preparing to board a flight from Georgetown to London via St. Lucia when the cocaine was discovered in her suitcase. The bust was made by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit. Kanu said its agents made the bust while carrying out a routine search of the woman's suitcase. The cocaine was found stashed in the false sides of her suitcase. There have been a number of failed attempts to get cocaine onto flights destined for London over the past 2 years.
The Ministry of Education wishes to announce that the Because We Care cash grant and the Uniform and School Supplies grant will begin distribution from May 12, 2025. Please note, however, that distribution will begin later in May and in some cases June for certain regions. Therefore, we encourage all parents and guardians to consult the published distribution schedule to confirm when their grant will be available.
So, what's been given this year?
The grant has been increased to $55,000 per child. This includes $50,000 for the Because We Care cash grant and $5,000 for the Uniform and School Supplies grant.
Who qualifies for this grant?
All public and private school learners from nursery year 1 to grade 10 who are registered and attending school are eligible. In grade 11, only students who will register for CAPE grade 12 in September qualify, along with current grade 12 students who will be continuing to grade 13. For children entering nursery this year, they must have been registered by March 28, 2025.
How do I collect the grant?
The parent or assigned guardian of the child can uplift the grant at the child's school. Just make sure to bring a valid form of ID, your national ID card, passport, or driver's license.
What if I don't have any of those IDs?
No worries, your identity can be verified by a senior official in your community, such as the school's principal or village tushaw.
Suppose I can't go myself to collect it. What then?
You can authorize someone else to collect the grant on your behalf.
What happens if I miss the date?
If you miss the scheduled date at your school, a later collection date will be announced, but this will only happen after the national distribution is completed, so it's best to collect it as scheduled if possible. Got more questions? Check the Ministry of Education's social media pages or contact your child's school for more information. In service to you, because we care.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
A powerful movement is coming to shift Guyana, the Guyana we know as the breadbasket of the Caribbean. It's the land of many waters. It's the land of 6 races, all unified under God. Hope is rising, a call to prayer, a celebration of unity and peace and God's grace on all Guyana. Hope is Rising is returning after many years and will feature global sensation Sherwin Gardner and Emrand Henry, along with top Guyanese gospel artists and musicians.
These things, they are making me stronger. I come to you with my arms wide open. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I will.
You're invited to Hope is Rising, a global 24-hour prayer culminating with an evening of worship and praise with Christian leaders standing together on May 9th at the National Cultural Center. All tickets are free and registration is required. Seats are limited, so book now. Christian leaders, gospel artists, churches, and people of Guyana from all regions. We urge you to come together to celebrate and pray to God for this great nation. Hope is rising, and God is pleased.
Okay, let's do this thing.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bisesar says the demand for housing is high and her government will work towards creating more homes and drive down market prices. In an interview with Trinidad Express, Prime Minister Prasad-Bisesar defended her decision to appoint 3 ministers to the Housing Ministry. On May 3, MP David Lee was sworn in by the President, Christine Kangaloo, as the Minister of Housing, and Senator Anil Roberts was appointed Minister in the Housing Ministry. At the President's house on Wednesday, Progressive Empowerment Party PEP leader Philip Edward Alexander was sworn in as the 3rd Minister in the Ministry of Housing. The PEP is part of the Prasad-Bisesar-led United National Congress UNC coalition of interests, together with the Congress of the People COP, Oilfield Workers Trade Union, OWTU, and the Laventille Outreach for Vertical Enrichment movement, which contested the April 28th general election. The Prime Minister noted she had emphasized that her government is people-centered and will work towards addressing the major needs of the people, housing being one of them. Venezuela's Interior Minister on Wednesday said the exit of Venezuelan opposition members from the Argentina's diplomatic residence in Caracas was negotiated after the opposition said the operation took the government by surprise. The Interior Minister did not provide details, but said the individuals had left the Argentine ambassador's residence via a negotiation. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Tuesday that 5 opposition staffers who had been living in the residence since March 2024 after warrants were issued for their arrests had made it to U.S. soil. The Interior Minister on Wednesday said 4 individuals had left the residence. Earlier on Wednesday, Venezuela's main opposition coalition said that the international rescue operation had taken President Nicolas Maduro by surprise. This operation is a testimony to the dedication of many people who, to the surprise of the regime of Nicolas Maduro, managed to break the chains of oppression, the opposition coalition said in a statement shared on X. Maduro has been in Russia this week, where he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin and signed a strategic partnership. The opposition coalition said the 5 staffers would share reflections about their experience in the coming days. Reuters was unable to independently confirm their current location. And finally tonight, international news. Cardinal Robert Prevost of the United States has been selected as the next pope, the first American pontiff in history. He will be known as Pope Leo XIV. In his first remarks as Pope from the Vatican balcony, he called for peace and paid tribute to the late Pope Francis to a roaring crowd. Pope Leo, a 69-year-old from Chicago, is a leader with global experience. He spent much of his career as a missionary in South America and served as bishop in Peru. He most recently led a powerful Vatican office for bishop appointments. He's expected to build on Pope Francis's reforms. There were 133 voting cardinals, and any one of them needed 2/3 of the vote to become the next pope. Prevost succeeded by securing a 2/3 majority. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I am Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.